All right, so we're live. Welcome to another book talk here at Eight Letters Books and Publishing. I'm your host and book curator, Cindy Wong. And for today, we are launching the book entitled All the Broken Bloom, and we'll have our guest author in a bit, September Stardust. So I'm excited to get her on stage. But before that, just a little bit of housekeeping. Um, After this book launch, we'll have another book talk marathon with our 31 letters collection authors. So stay tuned for that. We'll be live up until 6 p.m. today. Um, and also, by the way, I would also like to remind you guys that we are now preparing for the Philippine Book Fair. The upcoming Philippine Book Fair will be held at the World Trade Center from June 2 to June 4. So June 2 is a Friday. That's a weekend. So basically there's no excuse why you can't come and enjoy what we have to offer. And also, by the way, our booth, okay, we'll be sharing the booth with the other indie publishers collab PH members. So you won't, don't look for eight letters, the eight letters book. Look for Tipsy's booth or the indie publishers collab booth. It is just right in front of the food area, so it's easy to find. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, it's booth T2 and T3. So yeah, just right in front of the food area. All right, so okay, now I think now that all things said and done, we're now let me just introduce you, September Stardust. September Stardust writes of self-love, healing, and the vulnerability in loving others. She's a poet based in the Philippines. So, okay, September Stardust, are you here? Hello. Welcome to
Hi,
Eight
good
Letters.
afternoon. Hi, Cindy. Hello, everyone.
Hello. Hello. There you go. And let's talk about your book entitled All the Broken Bloom.
Mhm.
This is a in poetry genre, right?
Yes, it's a collection of poems on self love and healing.
Okay, so how did you get into this journey? Like, why this book? How did you come up with this book?
Wow, that's a great question, Sydney, because this book has been years in the making. I've been writing poetry since I was a kid, and I've tried different genres of poetry, especially in the past couple of years. But I found that when I would write about self love, my voice as a poet would come out more in a more authentic way. I could connect with others in a more authentic way, and I knew that there was power in writing about self-love. And maybe that's because we all need a little reminder from time to time that it's okay to love ourselves and to embrace self-love for ourselves. And so I started writing more around that theme until I came up with a whole collection and decided, what if we put this out as a book so that it's able to reach more people and help nurture more people into their greatness. So that's how it came about.
Wow. So now you can see your website right here, September Stardust. Um, there's the paperback version and the ebook version. If I'm not mistaken, actually the ebook version is already up on Amazon. So I just want to check with you, September, or September Stardust. Uh, to be honest, I can totally relate with the self love thing. I run a publishing house, and I feel like, oh my god, I need to practice self love, self care. Okay, so if I read this book right now, what do you think is siguro wag muna na nating sabihin yung pinaka meat dito, but
Mm.
can you maybe perhaps provide us like sort of an advice, um ano ba, an essence of the book para naman ma-apply ko agad-agad kasi basically I need this right now.
Sure,
Mm,
absolutely.
mm,
So the essence of the book, it follows the path from bud to blossom. All
mm,
right? And that indicates that self-love is needed no matter what part of life's journey you're in. You can be at the darkest part of your life and oh my gosh,
mm,
self-love is needed so much there, so you're pulled out of the darkness. but you can also be on the top of the world, at your brightest. But shadows will still come your way, and self love will still be needed. So, no matter what stage of life you're in, self love is always needed. Self love is always very, very important, and you're always worthy of that. So I hope ikaw, Cindy, when you
Mm-hmm.
when you read when you open the book to whatever page, you will find that it is relatable to whatever part
Mm-hmm.
of the journey you're in. It is a very inclusive book because again,
Mm-hmm.
self love is needed no matter what part of life's journey you're in.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree. So, perhaps, I also would like to, ayan, pinapakita ko na rin
Mm.
yung, like some of the quotes from the book. Let's just start with this one. I wouldn't scroll down para naman mabisita nila yung website, which is septemberstardust.com. So it says here, never wear your worth as if it were a borrowed crown. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
maybe we can deep dive a little bit
I
with
would love
this
to. Yes, yes.
lines.
Yes. So, in just a few lines, this is
Mm-hmm.
about the power that you have, and that there
Mm-hmm.
is no shame in embracing the power that you have. It is your power. You claim it. Don't parade your power as if you were borrowing someone else's name, as if you're
Mm-hmm.
borrowing someone else's clothes. This is about authenticity, and that in your authenticity, you have that power. So, wag mahiya. Wag
Mm-hmm.
mahiya, wag 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 magsuot ng power
Mm-hmm.
ng iba. What is truly yours is powerful already. So never wear your worth as if it were a borrowed crown. It is yours. You are worthy
Mm-hmm.
of it. So wear it and celebrate it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the essence of this poem.
Okay, parang yun nga, parang feeling ko ayan na naman, nakaka-relate din ako dito kasi sometimes, we wear too many hats. I am a mom, I'm a publisher, I have my other things, I run this and that. And then sometimes, people would say, you're spreading yourself too thin, but
Mm,
like to be honest, I this is what I wanted to do. This is like I am born to do this. But then again, there will be people who will say like, you're doing too much.
mm,
I don't think you're deserved to be in that position. But
mm.
ano ba? Parang eto ba yon? Like, will this be applicable to in that situation?
Yes, if you
Mm-mm.
believe na deserve mo yan, if you
Mm-mm.
believe that that is your rightful place, then it is your rightful place. Claim it.
Mm-hmm.
Other people's judgments don't matter.
Oo.
It is what you think and what you believe about yourself that matters best. This also
Mm-mm.
applies to to imposter syndrome, when we
Mm-mm.
believe we're not good enough but we actually are. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, wear that crown proudly. We're all born royal. We're
Mm-mm.
all worthy.
Yun, exactly. Yan, yan. Maganda tong quote na to. I'll go to the second one.
Yes.
Looking glass. When was the last time you looked into your eyes and whispered tender words? Ayan, parang yun nga, need ko na naman to. Um, well, to be honest, it could be a cruel world. It could be ano ba, parang people expect so much from you. People could, tend to, or so the society itself, na parang, oh,
Mm,
dapat ganito yung gawin mo, dapat ganyan ka, dapat ito na yung na-reach mo. And then because of that, sometimes, di ba, na napagsasalitaan natin yung mga sarili natin na, oh,
mm.
dapat, I'm such a failure.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oo.
We fall victim to that, ano. And the
Mm-mm.
thing is, it's a normal progression, lalo na kung
Mm-mm.
madaming negatives around us, around us environment. But again, it's our choice. Eh. It's our choice
Mm-mm.
to be tender with ourselves. We can, of
Mm-mm.
course, acknowledge that we're feeling bad. I would never say that do not acknowledge the negative emotions, but
Mm-mm.
do shift. Do shift to kindness towards yourself. Do
Mm-mm.
shift to tenderness towards yourself. And that's why the question is, when was the last time you looked into your eyes, your own eyes, and whispered tender words. Because it's so
Mm-hmm.
much easier to be tender
Mm-mm.
towards others. It's so hard
Mm-mm.
to be tender towards ourselves. But kailangan yun eh. That's super important. We have to learn to love ourselves before we
Mm-mm.
love others. The same way that we should be tender with ourselves before we can be tender towards others.
Mm. Yun nga, parang usually yung sinasabi is you should love yourself, and only by then you'll able to love others. Pero sometimes sinusubukan mong pagsabayin.
Mm-mm,
Parang medyo mahirap. But then I think that's where yung um borders will come into play.
yeah.
Okay, so there you go. And by the way, I think I should also let you guys know while we're having this conversation right now. All the Broken Bloom is now available on our website, Eight Letters Bookstore website. It's only 380 pesos. There you go. And you can see it on our website. For now, we're accepting Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, or GCash. But soon, we're in talks with Maya, by the way. Okay. So yun. There's that. And also it will be available. It's already available on Amazon. Okay. So all the Broken Bloom, 380 pesos. Okay. So let's head to the last um lines that I have here. Fog. Make peace with the fog. Sometimes it shows you there are other ways to move forward.
I love, love, love this poem. Why?
Mm-hmm.
In Filipino, there's this word called gigil.
Mm-mm.
It's so hard to translate into English, but it's like that persistent but stubborn desire to go towards something. And sometimes
Mm-mm.
that is counterintuitive to being productive. That's exactly what fog is about. Sometimes we just are so focused on wanting to get to point B in one way, but
Mm-hmm.
actually there might be different ways to go about it. And that's why the fog is there. The fog is there to stop us and show us, what if you move a little bit to the left? Or what if you just stop and let the fog fade away? There are other ways to go about it. It's about that. It's about open mindedness. It's about flexibility. And it's again about being kind to yourself, that there are many ways to get to what you want, to who you want. Just allow yourself to breathe and take it easy, and you will get to point B eventually.
Yun, ang ganda. So, yeah, we just have to take our time to get there. Yeah, this is very helpful, September Stardust. So, now that we have deep dive a little bit with what you've written in the book, let's talk about your journey naman as a writer. So, firstly, why September Stardust? Why the pen name? Mm-hmm.
September is a very magical month for me.
Mm-hmm.
I was born premature. So I was born 7 months. So that was July. My birthday is really July. But
Mm-hmm.
2 months premature nga. So dapat September yung birthday ko.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, a lot of magical things in my life happen around September. So it's a very special month for me. Stardust, because I love the stars. I have this very intuitive connection with the stellar sisters up there. And the
Mm-hmm.
combination of both words just felt very me as a poet, as a writer. And so I decided to go with that name.
Nice, yun. There you go. Yeah, that's well indeed. Siguro akala ko nung una because it's a bear month. And it's
Yeah,
like people tend to be excited when bear months
because it's going to be
arrive.
Christmas.
It's gonna be Christmas and it's gonna be the Manila International Book Fair.
Yes,
Yes.
indeed.
Yun. Okay, so there's that story. But then, have you always been a writer? Because this is your first book published. Do you have works published in the past na ba? Or ano?
Yes. Yeah, I've always wanted to be an author since I was
Mm-hmm.
a kid. And when I was about 11, I submitted a poem to the National Library of Poetry, I think in the States, and then it got published. And then I got so tickled by that. But after that, I didn't really submit anymore to other anthologies. I just kept writing. It was only siguro the past couple of years that I began submitting poetry to various anthologies, and they would get published naman. But this is my first published book that's just under me, just with me, and I'm super psyched about it.
Wow. Okay, so do you think that in the future, do you think na this is the genre that you'll be more likely to write about?
Absolutely, absolutely. There are so many more themes around self love
Mm-hmm.
that I'm very excited to write about. And yeah, I can't wait to put those books together.
Ayun, there you go. And by the way, just want to share with you guys that All the Broken Bloom is going to be in cream paper, in matte cover. It's in a good size, a book that you can carry around with you. So for now, wala pa siya sa mainstream bookstores, but we're in talks. We're in talks with that. We'll get there from point A to point B. Um, yun. So okay, self love. Let's get back a little bit. Do you think you can read an excerpt from the book? Like, what is your favorite aside from the
Mm-mm.
previous ones that we've read?
Yes, yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have a couple here,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll start with the poem called Botany. All
Okay.
right. Okay, let me read it first and then I'll tell you what it's about. Botany. Sow seeds of self love, blossom through the cracks you once thought broke you. Let flowers spring from jagged pathways to reveal the beauty you've held back. In this state of grace, from seed to stem, from root to fruit, from brokenness to beauty, blossom without restraint. So this poem is called Botany, and this is the essence of the book. You can blossom through whatever is in your way. No matter how broken you feel right now, no matter how unwhole you seem to be, my love, you are whole, you are beautiful, you may be cracked, but you will blossom through whatever is standing in your way. That is the encouragement I give through this poem called Botany.
Yeah, and I like this one as well. I like this one very much. And I think um, it's good to also mention that yung book cover natin, well, there's this daisy
Mm-hmm.
in it,
Yes,
yeah, standing between the cracks. And okay, let me show you that. Ito
yes.
siya. Let me try to see if I can zoom in. There you go. So yeah, it's the metaphor used in this book. I think it's something something that one can easily relate with, and also um, it shows na madali lang siyang maintindihan, but then again you're taken into this sort of a journey, um, and also although medyo feminine yung team natin ngayon, I think of course men can also read this book for sure. Ayun.
Mm-mm.
Oo.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's very inclusive. It's gender neutral. And for the cover, I was really inspired by the little wildflowers that we see sa daan. We see sa
Mm-mm.
road, just pushing their way through the cracks of the
Mm-hmm.
pavement. How brave those flowers are. And that's
Yeah.
why I decided that's the perfect image to have for this book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yan. Yan. I'm sure maraming makaka-relate dito. Ayan. Do you have another excerpt with you?
Yes, I do. I
Yan.
do.
Sige.
Yes. This one naman I chose because this is about kindness, okay? Being kind to yourself. So let me read it first and then I'll explain again after. This is called Begin Again. Begin Again. This is what the ocean taught me, that the castles we build are temporary, that the things we choose to say can be washed away, and that this is okay, for we can start and build again. So, begin again is about forgiveness and kindness. That sometimes we feel we messed up and we beat ourselves up over it for so long. But the thing is, It's temporary. Nothing really lasts. So let it go. And it's okay. You can start over, you can start again, and it'll all be fine. Begin again.
Nice. Yeah, like in 5 years, it won't matter at all. Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
So yeah, I think uh people should I think anyone where ano man yung stage mo in your life, you can relate in this book. But perhaps from you yourself, September Stardust, can you tell us who are the ones ang dapat na magbasa ng libro na to?
Okay. So
Mm-mm.
this can be read by anyone, but I think it can be especially resonant with those who are feeling uncertain in their lives, uncertain towards making a specific decision, uncertain about where they are in their life's journey. So I hope this book will help you find the certainty that you're looking for. It can also be for those who are feeling lost. They don't know how to navigate moving forward. Now, this book won't tell you where to go, but it will help you with the encouragement and I hope the inspiration to find your path, whatever it is. It may not be a point B. For all you know, it can be a point C or a point D. I hope the book and the poems help open up your horizons for that. So, again, it's for the uncertain, it's for the lost, and it's for those who feel a little bit broken, which I think we all are in one way or another. That's why the book is a spectrum. Whether you're broken in a very dark way or you're broken, but you're on top of the world, it gives you assurance that you will be fine. You will be fine. And as you said, the book is very easy to carry around. I hope you do. I hope the readers do. So whenever they need a little nudge to bloom unapologetically, they can just whip it out, read a poem, and feel the love, feel their self love. Yeah. But
Nice.
I hope everybody can get to read it.
Yeah. Or otherwise, you can check out some excerpts on the website septemberstardust.com. So septemberstardust.com. Like that's very easy. Yeah, you can just Google it right now. Okay, I have one last question. It has been
Sure,
bugging me
Cindy.
for the last 30 minutes.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Cindy.
Ayun. So have you yourself encountered such things ni mga nasulat mo sa book? Na-encounter mo ba siya like in your personal experience, and also like how did you overcome, was writing the book sort of like therapy for you, na parang okay, you also said this to yourself, but then I guess this can probably help out other people, itong mga words na to.
Yes, yes. So two things,
Mm-mm.
no, to your question. Have I
Mm-mm.
experienced situations that merited that theme of self-love? Yes, absolutely. I've had many experiences wherein I felt I was not good enough. I was
Mm-mm.
not worthy. But at that time, I did not turn to poetry, but I turned to the love of friends, of mentors, and they really helped me realize that I was great, that I was significant. And so, in the past 2, 3 years, I've been channeling that same love that was given to me into poetry. Because if they were able to help me through their words and their encouragement, I would love to pass it on, to pay it forward through a genre or through a way that I know best or that I can express my voice best, which is poetry. So yon. So and some of the poems in the book I also wrote as assurance for myself. So for example, maybe one of the poems there I was feeling really down. So it's like a love letter to myself, some of the poems. And now it's a love letter that I'm sharing with others because I hope they help you the same way they helped me. I did blossom through whatever was in my way, so I hope you do too.
Nice. There. Thank you. Thank you, September Stardust, for sharing your words to the world. So, once again, you guys can get a copy of All the Broken Bloom on our website. It's only 380 pesos. You can also check it out on Amazon. The ebook version is also available, and soon it'll be available as well on Shopee and Lazada. Ayun. There you go. Thank you so much. September Stardust has been a really nice conversation for the past half an hour. Yun. Yeah, I really
Thanks,
need to hear
Cindy.
these words. Yeah. Kaya gusto ko nag-host eh. Kasi feeling ko ako yung nabibigyan ng therapy dito.
Pwede naman tayo mag-usap after
Oo.
this. Tuloy natin.
Oo. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
September
Cindy.
Stardust. Ayun. And do you have any words where else can we find you?
Oh, I'm on Instagram, September.Stardust. That's mainly where I post my poetry. I'm also on TikTok, but Instagram is more of my home base. But I'd also love to see you on the website. So I'm very excited for that.
Yay. Thank you so much. So go check out September Stardust, Instagram, Facebook as well, and the website. There you go. Thank you. And
Thank
looking
you.
forward to your next book.
I am very
Yeah.
excited about it. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you. Bye everyone. Have a good day.